Hello everyone and welcome to Game 2 in a series between Nani and Happy here on Shattered Temple. Happy spawning as the yellow Terran player here at the 6 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have Nani spawning as the orange Protoss player here at the 9 o'clock position. This is going to be close by air spawns here on Shattered Temple, and that's going to really try to change things up, and it could open up a lot of different strategies just because drop play, Banshee play, and also Warp Prism play, which is also drop play, may actually come in. So we're going to see how all of this works out, trying to do some new things with the camera as well, as we now see Happy spawning or setting up another supply depot here. Very odd that he actually builds his supply depots out in the middle of nowhere. It looks like he just wants to get as much sight as possible. And it's also very important that he doesn't build his supply depots so far to the edge that Void Rays can pick off the supply depots, or Stalkers can pick off the supply depots, without allowing Marines and Marauders to get in and try to defend as well. Now, taking a look at Happy's base so far, 12 over 19, he is going to go ahead and set up that 12 racks. Meanwhile, it looks like Nani is going to be setting up that 13 gateway. You can see that gateway now being warped in over here. A Zealot now going to be just moved off over here as Happy in game 1. Very, very effective transition into Bio play. Bio very effective against Protoss, as we never saw Nani go for Colossi or High Templar, and I really think that was the issue. He just didn't get the massive AoE that he needed in order to deal the damage, the necessary damage. He did have a lot of Archons, but the Terran Bioforce is just so powerful when it doesn't have to deal with massive AoE that they can simply walk over most Protoss gateway units. We are going to see an assimilator now come in as well, as an SCV joins in on the fight. It looks like the SCV was trying to get in some damage onto the probe down to 15 shields. A second gas is also coming in as well, so double gas coming in, and we'll see how this is all going to work out, as the SCV now wandering around the corner and pretty much knows exactly what his opponent's going for. He sees that second gas, so he knows that, most likely there's going to definitely be a need to get a lot of Marines. The one SCV now backing off around, taking a trip around and taking a little bit of damage. They're not quite sure what that SCV really plans to do. There is not going to be a Nexus. He saw the additional gas, so he's just going to come back up the ramp now. And the days for this SCV is pretty much numbered. He sees the Stalker now being chrono boosted out and knows that he should not and does not belong there, as Happy building up a bunker on the front door. Now, the benefit of a bunker on the front door like this without the supply depots is that Void Rays do not have free, easy targets. If you guys do not remember, or you guys do not know, Void Rays have a range of 7. A bunker has a range of... a bunker and a Void Ray both have a range of 6, so the supply depot can get attacked while with the bunker not being able to fight back and even protect the building that's directly next to it. As we are now going into Hellion harassment here on Shattered Temple. This is a strategy more commonly used against Zerg, but it looks like it's going to be used against Protoss this time around, and I can't imagine this strategy is going to be all that effective. You can see that his opponent is going into a Stargate, and we may see Void Rays, or we may even see Phoenixes. Phoenixes are the natural counter, essentially, to all Terran harassment, as they can Graviton Beam one Hellion and then pick it up and then just have the other Phoenix shoot it down. There are going to be 2 units up on the high ground here. They need to position themselves. There is also going to be a sentry as well. The Phoenixes are being chrono boosted out, and I really like this play by Nani. Nani just going to fly around over here. The Hellion's not going to really be able to do much, and oh, there is the force field, and Happy, not very happy about that play at all, as the Phoenix now just wanders around getting in a little bit of information, and now we are going into Reactor 4 barracks, as we are now going to have another 2 Hellions, but those Hellions most likely will just get picked off, as the Hellions may get off a free easy kill onto a probe. Yes, 1 easy kill on the probe there. There are 2 Phoenixes here. It looks like they are going to start serving up some SCVs with the Graviton Beam. Is he going to go after the Mule? Oh, the Mule is pretty much already dead anyways. There is 1. And now in comes some Marines. Gonna go ahead and pick up a Marine and take it down. And now pull away once more. Nani pretty much knows that those Phoenixes do move very, very quickly. He can run away with them. If this Phoenix actually takes real damage, I would be very, very disappointed, as Nani is pretty much knowing that he can run away with those units there, as the Hellion didn't get any kills back over here. So the Phoenix is still flying around, looking to get some damage, looking to, yes, Graviton beam another mule, and Happy losing a lot of resources by not being able to mine with those mules, removing that economic advantage that Terran normally has when you are even on harvesters. 32 to 26. It looks as though the supply depot just took a little bit of zap of damage, as the Phoenix is once again going to come back in. The Marines are now lying in wait, ready. Phoenix is getting in some easy damage there. The Phoenixes need to back off down to 60 hit points, and finally backing off here. But the Hellion is holding ground at the main base here. A factory now on the low ground, and could take a lot of damage, as SCVs are getting ready, prepared to surround, and Nani ready to start warping in some units. The Stalkers and the Sentries are going to be able to get a lot of damage onto this factory. The factory taking a fair amount of damage already. SCVs up on that high ground. We'll see how all of this is going to work out. The Phoenixes must have spotted the Hellion holding that Xel'Naga tower there. Not quite sure why he isn't going to do anything about it. And giving up that much sight across the field is never a good thing. Robotics facility now coming in. And now we can see that the Orbital Command currently training up more and more SCVs. Stim being added as well. Happy ready to go into massive bio play, as SCVs are being brought over and constantly being danced around, as he's never sure when these units are going to try to push themselves up the ramp. The Stalkers, Sentries, and Zealots back over here. Happy is at 54 over 54. Nani at 64 over 84. 43 probes, 31 SCVs. As the factory is now on the ground, and not quite sure what to make of this, as the Orbital Command is going to be lifted off and landed down over here. So Orbital Command is in position. Meanwhile, Nani does have another expansion up as well, so both players will be running off of two bases. Taking a look back, Happy now with a missile turret in his main, a fair amount of barracks, and now looking to, after a Raven. Is the Raven in the air? No Raven in the air. Just built a tech lab, and now maybe trying to go for a reactor as well, as Marines, Marauders are all in position, as Happy now attempting to establish his natural expansion. Medevacs being trained up over here. You can see the robotics bay now being added by Nani. Going to be very important, as he is now chrono boosting out the extended thermal lance range. He needs to start chrono boosting out Colossi as well if he really wants to be able to do anything. Nani is doing a flyby with these Phoenixes. Not going to see very much, as the Marines are now coming in to chase as well. Level 1 weapons upgrade, concussive shells, combat shield being added. One proxy pylon off over here, as the Hellion in the center is still doing a great job keeping track, keeping sight of everything. And the Phoenixes may get some free, easy kills in just a moment. Now have to be very careful. Yes, it is going to be 1, 2, perhaps even 3 dead workers over here. So 1 now down. Going to go after another SCB. And no, the main battle happening over here. Pylon on the high ground, as both sides are going to try to engage. Too many Marines onto the low ground. Guardian shield has been used, as the Phoenixes did not get that many kills at all. Are we going to perhaps have a drop is the key question. Worker kills are still fairly low. Extended thermal lance range about to be completed, but still no Colossus in production at all, as Vikings are now being trained. And I think Happy is going to be more than ready to deal with those units there, as the Marines able to once again shoo away all of those Phoenixes. Only 2 of them in the air. Haven't really been able to get as much economic damage as I would like to see. Colossus is now being trained. It needs to be chrono boosted out. Not quite sure why that pylon is still left there, as we now see a large, massive force. 1 Colossus is out now, and it is going to engage in just a moment. Stalkers are now coming in as well. Extended thermal lance range has been completed, and there you go, some damage being dealt. Vikings have to be very careful. There are a lot of Stalkers in this group, and the Vikings simply are not massed up enough. It looks as though the bunkers are going to fall. And now all the Marines being forced to fight off in the very, very far back. There's the Guardian shield. There's some force fields. And now it looks like the Vikings will get taken down. The Colossi do have extended thermal lance range and are going to be able to start shooting all of those units like fish in a barrel if they try to engage. There you go. Another Guardian shield. In comes a Phoenix as well. The Guardian shield helping the Colossus stay alive with an additional +2 armor. The Colossus is going to fall, but a new Colossus joining in on the fight. And there's the GG. Happy losing game 2 in this best of 3 matchup. Stay tuned for game 3.